Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a special episode because I have upgraded my Tesla Model 3 2019 with hardware 3 and ultrasonic sensors and radar to a new black Tesla Model 3. We looked at a bunch, but we really love the Tesla Model 3 form factor, and the Highland upgrades and refresh are really nice. You can see there's already this red trim light you can change. It's also double special because we have FSD 12.5.4, and I had that on my previous Tesla, so we get to test basically kind of apples to apples from the older hardware, which I just mentioned, to this hardware. So this one has AI4 FSD computer, which is like hardware 4. So the AI4 computer, upgraded cameras. It's got the new high definition radar, and we're gonna take it on some routes that we've had issues with before. I'm still trying to get used to the touchscreen everything, so I'm gonna put this in drive, and we have. We're gonna start out here. Okay. So should be attention monitoring as well, which I'm also needing to get used to. We got the autopilot on, we got green, we got speed set to max, but we are not moving. I see the steering wheel trying to move a little bit, and we're not going. I want to give a little accelerator tap to get going. Okay, so I haven't done a video on this, but I have somewhat tested FSD. I don't think I've the previous version on this, and it's interesting. Overall, it feels, and I think this is a fair hardware comparison, not the software comparison. This just feels a little smoother. I don't know what to say. And again, I think it feels like it's the hardware. Maybe it's because of the radar, maybe the upgraded cameras, maybe the new FSD computer. But it just feels okay. So we got a car coming. We need to stop, and so that was good. We're in a good visibility. There's another car coming, but it's got its blinker on to turn, so we could go. The FSD is being patient, which is fine. I would have gone sooner. Okay, so we've come to our first trouble spot, which I don't think is fixed in 12.5.4, which is all these bumps. You're gonna see them right over the tree roots, and there's gonna be a big one. I'm gonna disengage and report right up here. It's hard for the Tesla to see, but that's gonna be a big bumpy tree root, and I'm gonna evade it on the side, and I'll report that. Please don't go to the far right where there's a lot of tree roots to cause for a bumpy ride. Okay, so that's recording descent. I'm gonna engage again. Okay, and then trouble spot number 2 is, I hope it's fixed by 12.5.4, is getting in this left lane all the way. You see it kind of wanted to go in the center, and there's a car in front of us. It probably just followed that, and then there's a car behind us that would have taken that spot because we left a gap, if we left a gap. So it's still indeterminate whether that's going to be fixed or not there, but we don't want it in the center lane. Technically, you can go left. Okay, I see attention monitoring's on. Nice acceleration, nice speed so far. Just like a lot of you guys, I will need to get used to various things here. I'll need to get used to I'm wearing sunglasses, so I'm going to get used to the attention monitoring. And without needing to touch the steering wheel, whether glasses or not. There's no stocks here, so I'm gonna have to get used to that. And then the new behavior with the new hardware and with the new software. I might take a stop too, real quick, to the school. Let's see. Let me add a stop to the school. Okay, so I see the attention monitoring unavailable. apply slight deterrent force. I wanted to see if it would pick up. I don't see it active. Seems like now it's doing the steering wheel nag because I picked a different route. So let's see if it's going to nag me or not. But long story short, I added this route I have to take a lot, and you know, I don't expect it. I've reported it many times, but I don't expect it to be fixed. And the issue is that when you go in here, you can't get out, which I've explained many times. You can't get out. There's a gate, so FSD needs to do a U-turn sooner. Like there's a couple spots to do a U-turn, and mostly because of the map, it doesn't decide to. But today is a Saturday, and we'll have, you know, plenty of opportunity to test to see if it's gonna fix that issue. I don't expect it will, but we'll give it a try, and I will report it. Okay, attention monitoring active, so that's interesting. Make it kicked in. I actually like this lane choice on the far left, because where you see we're going past some of the slower traffic. I hope that's a new behavior in 12.5.4, because that's what I usually do. And it's not busy right now, but there's usually lines of cars that get backed up to go on the freeway, and it's much smarter to go on the left and then start turning in, which is exactly what the Tesla's doing right now. So I'm really liking this behavior, and I hope it continues. Signaled a little bit early. Very smooth so far. Little pause here. We don't technically have to stop, I believe, but it's a fine, very human-like thing to do. Like the merge here. Okay, we're gonna have to get over. So we seem to be very patient getting over. We will have gaps and stuff, but it'll be interesting how, because there's traffic on the left lane. Okay, and put our signal on, so I think we'll have a nice gap. And very smooth turnover. Obviously, when there's actually school, it's a very different traffic patterns, with a lot of cars backed up here, which if you've seen my channel, you'd see before. But this was very nice and smooth. I like the left lane here, and we will essentially just simulate a school drop-off, and then we'll see what FSD and the new software does. I don't expect to change, but I'm going to keep reporting this to Tesla. Yeah, and overall, I just feel like there's a little bit less steering wheel jerk on this hardware, even with 12.3.6, and a little smoother on the deceleration on the freeways. I know it's the previous stack, but it feels like the hardware itself made a difference, either with the cameras or with you know, the new Phoenix radar. Okay, nice acceleration. Okay, I assume we are going to do basically a school drop-off here. We are kind of fast in this area. Let me slow it down a little bit. Certainly faster than school time. Okay, so this would be the first U-turn that it would take. I'm just gonna disengage here. Car behind me. Okay, so let's see if it. We weren't quite at the mark. I want to see if I can get us there, and then see if it goes to the next destination. Okay, it doesn't seem to be updating, which is okay. But let's pretend we are here. Hold for drop park, huh? Okay. Okay. And put your foot on the brake. That, and engage Auto steer temporary available. Okay. All right. So this time we took off right away, unlike the first time. So, okay, here's the problem, as you can see here, which is that the map, this turnaround, and I've reported it to Google Maps too. I would like it to slow down here. It's going a little bit fast. But this is the roundabout you can make, and I want to see what's going on. I'm just going to have to tell the gate guard that, okay, I'm going to move over here. So let this other car, looks like it wants to go through the other path. Didn't make, oh. Hi, can I just go around? Thank you. Didn't make the required U-turn. Okay, so I don't have a ton of time, but you see the gate there. I'll report that again. Engage FSD again. But there's the second roundabout, and you can see it's past the map. And the roundabout that most of the parents make for the school drop-off is that one. So no change here. It's still an issue. This is an issue for RoboTaxi. If this were a RoboTaxi, the Tesla wouldn't be able to get out of here without intervention of a remote driver. So anyways, that is that test again. Kind of a more difficult one. It's mostly a map issue. Again, I've reported this. If the map was just a little bit less further, it could probably guess that it had to make a U-turn. But so the next one we're going to go to that's a trouble spot is to see if we can make a left on the YMCA. I did this on the, you'll see in my previous video, 2019 Hardware 3 FSD with 12.5.4, and it failed this. So it wasn't able to do it. This is something that V11 could make just fine. So basically it's a V11 regression that, as far as I know, it has not been fixed. But we'll see how the new Tesla does. And yeah, I'm really me and my wife are really liking the refresh. I like the subtle changes, the cooled seats. Yeah, you see I'm holding the steering wheel because that's what I'm used to. It's fairly smooth. And the FSD transfer was also very fast. Good job, Tesla. They did a good job with the app. You just, when you purchase the new car, you select it. And it says it's going to transfer. You agree, and then actually on the day I went to pick it up, it got removed from my Tesla. You know, even before the pickup time, like an hour or two before the pickup time. So I didn't have FSD, but the minute I was in this new car, it already had FSD. Now I had it had 12.3.6, but that was kind of a cool, nice process. And then the pickup process was fairly smooth. It was just bought this, so it's end of quarter in September, so it was kind of a mad rush to actually to buy it and to make the transaction on Tesla side, but that's kind of how it is. The screen is a little more responsive. I think this is a Ryzen processor, but you know, it was pretty good in the previous one as well. I can make this go away. Doesn't seem like it with this expanded view. Okay, attention monitoring. I like it. So let me explain this if you haven't seen the previous ones. We got these on the left, the exit, and then a very steep entrance going up the hill. It's a very steep left, and the behavior that's been happening since V12 is that it fails to make this left, this sharp left, and instead makes a U-turn. And so again, we will see how FSD does. I'm guessing it's going to fail, and I will have to report it. But I'm hoping it passes. Okay, so cars are kind of far off. We could definitely make, well, they're going fast. I'm actually glad that FSD is waiting here, both if you're making a left turn, but if it does decide to make this turn and do a U-turn, we're going to be kind of sitting in the road, and you can see there already that it's failing to make it. Okay, I'm just going to disengage. Failed to make sharp left turn. Oh. Okay, I was trying to report that, but there's a car behind me. Sorry, guys. I was still moving forward, but basically it failed again. I didn't let it do the full U-turn, but you can see on the nav and the FSD visualization that it wasn't going to make it, and there was cars coming, so I didn't want to kind of sit in the road in fast-moving traffic. So yeah, still not fixed. Still not fixed in FSD 12.5.4. But overall, the smoothing it's smooth, but the trouble spots are not fixed. Okay, so I do have limited time today, so let's see here. Let's do this. Let's set the nav for home, and let's re-engage FSD. I don't have time to test AS or actual smart summon today. I like this choice in the parking lot, but we, just in the interest of time, are just going to go back and not test the loop again. This is fun too. This should get us out of here, but I think this might be a map issue, but all the humans would just go left here, and you can see that the route kind of takes us going around. There is a road and you could take it. Oh, interesting. So it seems like FSD is overriding the map directions, which is actually good. That's what I would do as a human. Okay, so that seems to be fixed, if you will. Pending testing. And we'll just make the return trip. Okay, we got a right turn, but it's very sharp back to the left, as you can see here on the map. So it's hard for me as a human to look back and see the traffic. You can do it. So I actually love the camera placement here. And we'll see how FSD does. I'm gonna stop. I don't see any traffic, and we're not going, but there we go. Nice boost. A little pause to make sure the traffic is good, but yeah, like that. I think I would have gone a hair faster as a human, but that's not a problem. And let's just turn the lights off, turn them on. Maybe I will put a purple there. Okay, now we got the tension monitor available because I'm looking at the screen, which is probably the right call because I wasn't fully pay attention to the road there, and it's not kicked back on yet, so there seems to be some kind of like a penalty delay in order to kick back on, which is fine. I'm quite used to the holding the steering wheel, but you see it, the green dot is not there, and there we go. So attention monitoring is now active. I'm good with that. That's fine. It's good behavior. Just if you don't pay attention and look at the screen for too long, then it's kind of just gonna make you take the steering wheel for a minute or so. So, no steering wheel is like chauffeur mode. I like the smoothness. I think it can do most things. Obviously, we're kind of stressing it by putting it through situations where it's had trouble in the past, but I think it's the lane changes is fixed. It's fixed 2 of my lane change issues. More testing is needed, but that's what I see. The most part is improved lane change stuff, and then improved route things. So yeah, maybe some of my issues are fixed and some are not. Now there's a big gap on the left lane of about 4 cars, as you can see here. I personally would have picked that far left lane, but this is a fine lane to be in. See the upgraded cameras, just crisper, higher resolution, but just more detail. Although I think the camera output might be like in hardware 3 compatibility mode right now, as far as the neural nets. But I believe this is running a different model than hardware 3, my previous one, because it's a bigger model. So we basically according to Elon, I think this computer can go 8x more as far as computations. Oh, and I just noticed, okay, that it moved over into the lane, which I think was fixed in the previous version, but that's a nice behavior that yeah, we don't want to be in that right lane. It's smooth. Good slowdown. Yeah, just like the everyday driving is better. I mean, lane change decisions make a big difference as far as being in the right lane or not being in the wrong lane. That can make a big difference as far as disengagements and use of the system. So I like it so far. And the attention monitoring. Yellow light up ahead. Nice smooth behavior. Okay, as I've mentioned many times before, what I think has been fixed in testing is around this. So there's 3 lanes here. We're in the middle lane. There's a right lane which goes forward for a while, but this right lane becomes a right turn only or merge lane. And drove me crazy, but all the past versions of FSD 12.3.6, even with this car or the previous car, FSD would signal over all the time, 100% of the time, to get in that right lane, and then it would realize last second that it was a merge lane, and then merge back over, and sometimes that would cause issues. It was certainly stressful, and I had to fight the system all the time not to get it to it or just disengage. So the last time I did this on this car, it's not recorded, but it picked the right lane. It picked the right lane in the previous 2019 Tesla, and so I'm crossing my fingers that this one is fixed, which so that's just a lane selection fix that 12.5.4 should be a big improvement on. Okay, so we're just looking to stay in this lane and be very smooth in our. We don't want to be in this lane. You can be in it for a little while, but if you're in it to the last second and have to merge over, that's not great. So it's stressful. So this is the lane we ideally want to be in, and FSD is doing a good job. Just staying here, not putting the blinker on. Previous version would be putting its blinker on all the time. We're going 50 and a 45, which is fine. I like the auto speed. Seems to be keeping up with traffic. And you see, just coming up is where this lane will be right lane or merge. And so, yeah, I was gonna say that's fixed. Good job, Tesla AI team. Okay, upcoming on the right, like it's always been okay at this, but I'm looking for just more smooth behavior, getting over, not jerking the steering wheel, making a decision. So that'll be great. yeah, this is seems to be improved, just much smoother. This is basically how I would do it as a human. Good slowdown, so not having the indecision. So that's another, you know, fix that I really like. Okay, we'll see if this pulls over or goes into another lane. So the marker's up here. I've had in the past versions it's just pulled over, but in other ones it's actually gone into a lane, and it'll be kind of interesting to see what it does. It looks to me like it should just pull over, because we're past that. Okay, so yeah, this seems to be new behavior in 12.5.4, where instead of going to the exact mark, it actually goes a little bit further. Not a huge deal. Okay, so yeah, I think, let me just disengage here. Overall, yeah, definitely some improvements. Love the new hardware. You know, I'd say roughly half of my issues that are solved and the other half aren't. So much better lane selection logic that fixes probably 3 different issues on that drive. We still have the issue with the school drop-off roundabout map issue. Still have the issue with the YMCA, and then we had a blinking light issue the other day. So yeah, definitely some improvements. Good job. Good job, team. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.